Hi everyone, this is Vicki from the Eagle's Nest, and today I am going to start a little series from a challenge that I saw from Edith at Scrapbooking with Me. She and her daughter Melina were doing this. It's called Just Journal January, and if you go to her YouTube, she has all the details. She has some free downloads. She had some paper. I don't know what I did with the paper. And some free, let's see, little digi-kits. This is just from maybe week 1 and 2 in the paper. And there was like 4 maybe altogether. And so the challenge was to make a journal using envelope packaging. And I have never done a journal from envelope packaging, and it was to be covered with fabric, and I have never done fabric. So for me, this is a full-on challenge. So I took my envelope and I cut it open because they just used 1 ply when they did it. But I thought that was a little flimsy, so I turned it inside out because you can see all the print and stuff. And if your fabric is too thin, then you're going to be able to see through it. So I just flipped it inside out, took a glue stick and glued it back together. And then I took and squared it up as best I could. There's a little bit of forgiveness, so if it's not perfect, it's okay. So now I had this, then I got my fabric. I found this piece from my stash from probably the late 80s, back when I used to make all these little crafts and things. And I tried to square it up and get it. I think once I glue it on, it'll be done. So what I'm going to do, I tore mine so that I could get the frayed edges. You can cut it. You can use pinking shears, whatever you want. So I thought, this looks pretty good. And then I found a piece of coffee-dyed tea towel. These are tea towels that I got from Walmart. I had originally got a 4-pack, and then the next time I went back, they had a 10-pack. And they're pretty good size, so you can cut those up and use them. You can use them a lot in junk journaling. And I use them a lot for the inside of my journals. So I'm going to probably use this side. And I am going to sew around the edges. Got my machine set up. So first of all, I'm going to glue this down. So I'm going to be using Fabrifix. This one, you can see it got hard in there. If you don't use it pretty quickly, it, firms up. So I have mine put in this Sugar Bell icing bottle with the tip that's very thin. It's going to probably be hard getting it out of there for this. But I also had to just now take and thin that down because it had gotten a little bit firm. So I'm going to put that. You can probably use white glue as well. Okay, this looks fine. It doesn't have to be super, because you are going to be sewing around the edges, but I want it to be adhered. I don't want it to be coming apart when you're looking at it. So I'm going to put this on there. And I think I want to spread it out. Let's see, is my tool lying around? Yes, here it is. And I'm just going to... This little tool I actually got at the Dollar Tree. I don't know if it's a makeup thing. I could have got it in the little arts and crafts section. So let me just get that done. And I'm going to turn this over and put that right in the center. I like to mush my stuff down. Okay. Now the reason I smoothed it is because sometimes when you put it on and you stick your fabric, you can see the ridges where you... So sometimes with this glue, it's best to spread it out. Okay, got that. And now this. Okay, I'm gonna use, this is my size, so I'm gonna put a little glue on this as well. I'm gonna assume that this is gonna hold. Like I said, I've never done fabric and I've never done a packing envelope or any other kind of envelope for that matter. It's probably good. And I will just smooth this. You don't really have to get it all the way to the edges on this particular thing because you're going to be sewing. And I think part of the challenge was sewing. And it can be sewn by hand. I want to say maybe Edith sewed hers by hand. I can't remember. Okay. And then I'm going to put this on and arrange it. You have time before the glue is, you know, set so that you can't. So I'm gonna spread it out, make it tight. Okay. Now I'm gonna want this to dry a little bit before I actually sew it, because you can gum up your needle. I have never sewn a journal cover. I did sew a small journal with maybe 4 pages, and I sewed down the center. And I sewed around a couple of tags, but I broke like 3 needles doing it. So I just gave up the sewing. But I have since found out that they were using size 14 or 16 needles, and I was using a 9. Because that's what I was using when I was making masks, because they said the hole should be small. So I thought with paper, make the hole small so it doesn't perforate. But I guess you need the heavier needle. So I pulled out my heavy needles. I've got those ready to go. And I will go and sew this, and then I will be back. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and that proved to be very interesting. I went to pause the video, and there's no pause on an iPhone, so hopefully I can merge them together and not have a part 1 and part 2. So, I've used this as the top side when I sewed. I used the zigzag. Went along, I tried to catch the edge. I did miss one of the corners. And you can see, I'll probably just glue that down. Find which one it was. Right here. That's not something you want to see. So I'll just probably glue that. But I'm going to go ahead and probably fray this off a little bit when I get finished. I'm not going to do it now. But this side looks great. But on this side, which is the actual front of the journal, there's some places where it skipped stitches. Doesn't look so great, but had I used this and sewn on the top, this would have been on this side and it would have been screaming at you. So I did the best that I could do. So this is done. And I also made this piece to go in the center for looks as well as a little bit of security, which it probably doesn't need, but I thought it would look good. So I went ahead and printed from Edith's freebies. This was week 1 for these 2. This one and this one. And then on week 2, she did some papers. There were like 8 or 10. And I just have these 2 right here. Let me just turn these this way. They're like coffee dyed. And then this was week 3. This and the pockets. And these are just little tags and tickets and embellishments. This is some little tags. And then there was one plain one. If you wanted to write your own words, put your own, you could stamp something in there as well. And then this was a sheet. I printed this one on paper, and then I printed this one on vellum. Because vellum is, you know, interesting. It prints faintly, so some of the images aren't really bright, but then that's what you're looking at. So, to get the pages ready, I'm going to do 2 signatures in here. So, I had these papers that I printed these the other day, and oh, here's it. Ooh. Let us put some light on the situation. I thought I wanted to color the back so it wasn't stark white, so I sprayed it and kind of bled through, which I'm okay with that. I don't really care, but that's something, it's up to you. This was probably from her kit, her freebie, and that one as well. This was a ledger kind of thing. It's very faint, kind of bled out, but again, that's fine. So then I just had all of these. These were just from other kits that I had that I thought would just go well in this kind of a neutral tone journal. This was the pages before they got sprayed. And I also grabbed a couple music pages. These were from some old music books I bought at an antique store. I have an envelope. I have 2 doilies, one for each signature. And this was just an extra page. And I have 2 little bags that I'm going to put in there like that. So let me fold these. And the bad thing about these papers is they get the border around them. I wish I could do borderless printing, but I can't. Believe me, I would. So I'm going to have to trim all that off, which I will, because that's what we do. So I'm just going to fold these up. So I'm going to have to use iMovie. I went ahead and Googled to see if there was a way to pause the iPhone. And the only way is if you buy an app to use to pause. So didn't want to do that. So I discovered I could use iMovie. I do have iMovie on there on my phone. I think my granddaughter must have downloaded it because he suggested it and it was a download and I didn't do it. But so I Googled how to do that. It doesn't look too difficult. My granddaughter was using it when she was probably 10. She was making little videos, so if a 10-year-old can do it, surely I can do it. And let's fold this. Okay, this has the wrinkle. I'll do it this way. I think these are going to be okay in there. Just like to add some interesting pages to break up just pages. The envelope. Okay, now these are huge. So I want these words to be on there. So I'm just going to line that up. And this is a little bit brittle of paper. So hopefully it'll be okay. Something you can do is put some washi tape to protect that if you think it's going to tear. I don't know if it's going to tear. And I don't know if I want to get up and get washi tape, so... Oh, where's my bone folder? Oh, yeah, that's a little bit brittle. But I might let it go. I might learn a lesson on that. Okay, I was going to go ahead and use this. So I had counted up my pages to make them even in each signature. So on this one, I'm just going to take my trimmer here and just lop it off. This is the quickest way. You could tear it. You could use decorative scissors. I'm just doing that. Now, what we really need to do is see the size of the pages we need for this. Okay, that will be the back. This can be the front. I'm going to match up the stitching because this is still uneven yet. Push that down. Oh boy, this is going to be a little tricky. Okay, how am I going to do this? Well, let's put this page in first of all. Okay, these are a little long. So these will probably be just about right. Let me trim one and see. As you can see, I like to work in chaos. If it's not chaotic, I just don't know. And get this. I like to leave that arm down for safety reasons. Okay. Okay, that's about perfect. This size right here. So let's take this and measure it on there where we want it. Probably right there. I'll just include that and most of that. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I took my pencil out of here. Wouldn't you know? Got nothing to write with. Oh boy. So we'll just do it this way. It's a little rough. Okay, put that there. Now let's get this edge. Oh, did I even look at the edge? Oh well, that will be where that's going to be cut. But, oh, I could have probably left that too. Oh well. These things happen. We'll save those for clusters. Okay, this will go ahead since we started it. And the other one we can leave probably, well, it's going to be a little bit long, so let's go with this. This was from a different book, so it's a little bit different size. Do that and that. Doesn't matter if they're all even or not, because it just doesn't matter. It's a junk journal. It can be whatever you want. I'm just going to take a little bit off. These I'm going to save. All the old book page. The other, no. Can't save everything. Okay, so that was these. These are going to be a little long. So I'm just going to, well, you can actually just stack them all up on top of each other and cut it with your knife. Maybe I can do that rather than do this. Save that one and throw the rest rest away. Okay, let's put these there. Take these. Well, actually, these are going to be fine probably after I trim that off. That's got to come off anyway. So, got to get my cutting mat. Don't want to use the good one. This one I used my heat tool on. It warped. Don't do that. Okay, there's my knife and there's my ruler. So I'm only cutting off this, so I'm just going to put the thing there. And just get them all. Some of them just don't want to play nice, but we'll get them. Okay, out of here. Just go ahead and do this one. Sometimes you just have to go quick. And again, if things don't turn out exactly perfect, that's okay. It's a junk journal. Everyone will be fine. Well, that went crooked. If you go nice and slow, keep the blade next to the ruler. Sometimes the edge is kind of tricky. There we go, almost. All right. A couple little things there, but nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. Okay. So now I want to put the pages together. Oh, what was that? One that got left out, of course. Always one. At least I think it was one. But this will be a quick trim. Finger out of there. Okay, good. Now, just put them together in the order that you want. Pick the one you want for the front of the signature. I might use that. Let's see. I may just go ahead with this one. And I actually counted these out, and I don't remember what I got. I will put, let's put the envelope. Well, that was another thing. This envelope is not the right size either. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to cut off. Why is that one? Oh, this was one of those ones that I printed differently, and it, well, we'll just leave the border. Who cares? That will now be the outside. You with the border will have to go in. Okay, I'm going to use this to make a pocket. Let me see. Boy, I wish I had my pencil. Let's get it even. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut off the top, because I'm going to have to do something with this. I'm going to go ahead and kind of trim this down just a little bit, because I'm probably going to attach a page Okay, so we've got it that way. Okay, I think that will be fine. Maybe that way. If not, we'll cut that off. Some things can be done after. Which one was I in? This one? We have that. Let's have... I could have sworn I had more plain. Okay, put that one. And we'll go with the music page. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna have the doily for 6, 7. Start there. Start with 7. Okay, 1, 2. I'll use these. I'm gonna fold them right in half. And I will use the bone folder just to get a good crease, since I had another crease. There's that one. This was a white one, but of course I couldn't find another white one. Do I want it like that? That would mean I need this one like that, which is fine. And I'm probably going to end up cutting those open down the road, not right now. Let's go with this one. I'll have to work on that before I sew that in. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the music page. I don't like the music page on the inside. So I'm going to trade it with this one. Okay, mister, you're going right there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's 8 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I think 8 is probably fine for this journal. Okay, like that. So now we take this back. Let's look at it. Let's just look at it, make sure. You want to make sure that you're not sticking over, which I think it'll be fine. I think that's just fine. Now I've got to figure out, oh boy, how I'm gonna mark that. I gotta get the middle. Oh boy. This is turning out to be quite a job. A little over 12. Let's see if I can line that up. Let's do it here at 5. All the way to there, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So probably right here should be the middle. Give or take. That would be like 9.5 here. So that would mean, okay, I wanted to put this piece in there. not going to be able to mark it till I get this in there. But I want this in the center. So we're saying this is the center right here. That's the center. Center. This is where you really want to make sure you're right. Because, okay. This is the worst thing, measuring these. They're 6.5. And 6.5. Ooh, perfect. So this is the center, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I think that's the best thing to do. And I'm going to rub it, like I said, because you don't want to get bumpies. Okay. Okey-dokey. I just want to make sure I get in there. If I hadn't added that acetone in there, that wouldn't be coming out so quickly. It was a little bit thick. Okay, let's push this down. Then if you want to get it closer, you can always stick the tip in there. But I think I'm going to leave it for now. Just got to be concerned about putting holes in here. Okay. Now, we said 6.5 was center. So, I'm going to go 1/4 on each side of center. This is kind of scary for me. Okay, I'll put the first signature like up here. Will be good. So we're going to put it there. Now here's the thing. They say when you're doing the fabric that the hole on the other side might not. Oh, that's good. That's good. Now I just lost my 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm doing 6.5. Okay, 6.5. And then I'll do the other one on this side. Just use my awl and just stick it in there. I think that's far enough apart. Could have maybe done them closer, but I'm just going to do that. And then this one will go up a little higher. So we remember the top. So there's... I would truly like to eyeball that. Because that doesn't... Well, I'm just going to go there. Push it through. And 6.5 here. And the other 1/4, I'm looking here, this right here. If it's messed up, it's messed up. Just a journal. Okay, whoops. Let's see, 6. This is good. And 1/2, so about right here. Looks good. I'm just going to eyeball on this line and do it right there. Okay. Okay, now that was, believe it or not, the easy part. Now we have to do these. Let's get these how we want them. Because some are a little longer. Because you know when you fold them, the ones on the outside become shorter. This way, but you know, it's fine. We just need to put these where we want them. So that's good, that's good. It's these little bags. It was that little, let me make sure that's, the thing is, it's not going to totally matter because this part's on this side and this is on the other side, so I think that's good. I don't like that being on the outside, but you know, it's got to be somewhere. Okay, so now we want this to be caught in a hole. So it's going to be caught in one, but not the other. So it'll be fine. It will stay in there. Okay, so that's where we want that. That one's good. The doilies, good enough. Okay, everything looks fine. So here is where I need to open it up. But I'm just going to take the inside sheet. This is the way I do it. And dadgummit, I need a pencil. Let's see if I have one in my drawer. What are the odds that I can't have a stinking pencil? What's this? A pen, I think. Just have to use the pen. Gotta use what you gotta use. So this is going to be the first signature, although they should be the same. So I'm gonna is that like that? Not that it matters. It's gonna be like this now. Okay, it's gotta be up. And this is the top. I think this was the top because it's the way I made it. Okay, this is the top officially. So I'm just going to mark it here, here, and I want to say that Melina, I swear it was Melina, someone did this and they did not mark where they were going to put the holes. They just eyeballed it. They went like this and they eyeballed it. I was like, oh. Okay, now this one, let's make sure everything's up the way you want it. These are up, right? I don't think those mattered. Okay, none of that matters. So we need the middle one. And I'm just going to mark it right here. You'll just have to do your center on your own. Okay, now. Oh boy. There's my awl. So I'm just going to take and punch the holes in here. Can you see that? I'm just going for the little holes that I made. And I like to hold it folded to make sure it goes in the crease. And I push it through to make the hole fairly large because you want the needle to get through. There's one. Whoa. Here's the other one. And then there's this one. There we go. Okay, let's make sure which is up. Okay, this is up. Some people put a paper clip or something there to mark it. I've done nothing. Okay, this is the center. Push it in. Here's the other hole. Push that in. And the last hole. Okay. And this is up. So this was the second signature. Looks like that's upside down. Let's see if it can go this way. Well, it can't because of holes. I am going to have to, what can I do? Turn it this way and redo the holes for that. Unfortunately, that's the, but you know, that's what happens. You just carry on. Okay, this is the back signature, so I'm going to sew that one in first, right there. So let's see what I'm going to use. Okay, here's my needles. Let's pick a needle. Any needle. Mine are pretty sharp. Some people have some pretty blunt-edged ones, but not me. It's sharp ones. Okay. Always keep them stored. Okay, now let's pick. I think I will just use a waxed thread. I think I'll use that one. Okay, so you want to go 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And I used to give it a little more because I like to put danglies on mine. Okay, so then we're going to thread the needle. Okay. So because I want to be tied on the inside, I'm going to start on the inside. If you want your thread hanging from the outside, you would start on the outside. I've never done one that way yet. So we're going to go through here. Why does this not look right? Because I'm in the wrong hole, right? Is the book upside down? Let's get the book in the right spot. You know what? These papers were right. The book was wrong. Oh boy. So let's go in here and in here like we should have. And let's try to, there, through. Now we're going to go in this hole. I like to, of course, this is new ground for me. I've never done this particular. Okay, not sure that was the actual hole, but most of it was. And then I'm going to pull this up. Make sure you keep your tail hanging out. And then I'm going to go in here. I think this was the one. So sometimes you just have to jockey it. Make sure. And come through that one, and that one. Just so long as you get there. Okay. Then we're going all the way down to the bottom one. You know what? I should have paper clipped these. That would have solved that problem. But you know, I don't do this very often, so I just can't remember from time to time. Okay, now we want to come through right there. Oh, that was close. Okay, let's get here. That's the wrong one. It's this one, silly. I'm going to just go straight down, and I think I got it. Okay, now there we are. Okay, let me grab some paper clips. boy, this has just been... That way, if they're together, you can manipulate them easier. There. So now we've got to come back up through the middle. And try not to split the thread. I've split it before. So, but this is the problem. How am I going to see? Let's take this one off. Open this up. And try to come up through there. Okay, I'm right there. Coming up, but I'm right in the middle of it. Okay, and then I've got to come into here. Well, I'm through. May not be the best. Okay, now you want this one on this side. So, let me see, am I through the thread? Yes, I am. So, therefore, just pull it out. No biggie. Now, these are pretty equal. Let's turn it over to make sure this is straight and not caught. And then we're going to do 3 ties. That's in between. Right over left. Left over right. And a right over left. And then you can take your bone folder and just kind of mash that, because it's wax and it'll kind of secure that, but it's really not going anywhere. So now we got that one in. Let's just give it a little press. Press it that way. The extra hole. And that way. Okay. Now, let's see if this one's right. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to stick this needle in there for a second so I can paper clip. Paper clip there. And I'll paper clip there. That's how you're supposed to do it with the paper clips. Now let's do our 3. 1, 2, 3. And a little more. There we go. Thread the needle. Thread the needle. Okay. And again, make sure you got it right. Okay. Nope, we're going in the middle. Why doesn't this look right? This goes this way. This is why you do the holes uneven, and that way you know when you turn your book around and around that you're in the right spot. Okay, we're going down here. Okay. This is actually the bottom, but let's go to the top. I think that's what we did. Okay, here's the hole. Don't know where we're going to come out here, though. There we go. And now, to find our way through here. Well, made it. Okay, let's see. That's good. Then we're going all the way down. Usually if these two are right, this one should be right as well. And then the last hole. Right there, it should come out. Yep, there we go. And up to the center. Let's hope for the best. I'm kind of feeling with my finger, so if I say out just because I pricked myself. Let's see. Now, if you were using paper or cardboard, chipboard, wouldn't it be quite as difficult, but it's still not super easy all the time. but we just carry on with what we're doing. Okay, I got to get this in through here. Okay, yippers. Now, let's put this one on this side. And let's see. If it's tight, okay, that's good. We don't need the needle on here anymore. Now, this one is way longer, so we'll just pull there. Ooh, I didn't split the thread on that one. Okay, let's make a right over left, left over right, and another right over left. And a little smashy. Take these off. I'm gonna go down with that. Open it up and just kind of give it a little bit of a crease. Okay, so we had a big gap. We could actually add another signature in there. So, there we have it. I want to say it goes this way. Okie dokie, let's find our little ties, bring them down. Okay. So, that's where we are. So, on the next video, hopefully I'll have this trimmed up a little bit. We will start with embellishments and embellishing the pages. So, thank you for watching and have a nice day.